The microphone is still pretty janked, though.
Yeah, we should get it. That's I think my next investment.
Feel like legit microphones for
get legit microphone.
Yeah. Try not to drop the $50 mic.
What's that from?
It's from Community.
Oh right,
that's the episode with the Greendale 7 where it's Starburn's funeral. And after Annie's speech, she says, "Edison out," and she drops the microphone. And then when Dean picks it up.
Yeah.
Dean Pelton.
Yeah. I don't know what it's first. Oh, it's like Craig. There it is.
Off campus, I'm just your regular Joe.
And he shows up in Civil War.
Because the Russo brothers.
And he also shows up in Rick and Morty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know when they go
They're like Ice Cube Head, right? Because that's Dan Harmon.
Yeah, and then Ice Cube Head from one episode.
Didn't Dan Harmon leave the show though? By that?
No, he came back for season 5 and 6, so he was still around then.
Okay, that's why Chevy Chase left.
Yeah, that's why Chevy Chase left season 5 because Dan Harmon, because they brought Dan Harmon back.
You just can't make everyone happy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have the first 3 seasons of Community again.
Yeah, that's why I say the first 3 is like where it's solid, and then season 4 jumps the shark.
Yeah.
For me, I still enjoy parts of season 4 and parts of 5 and 6, but
I feel like parts of season 4 definitely feels more like of the new season. Season 4 definitely feels most like the original.
Yeah, it is. It's just not quite as like clever as the first 3 seasons.
It's not quite there, and that's mostly because I feel like they kind of shoot Pierce in the foot.
Yeah.
Because in season, like in the first 3, what I mean by that is in the first 3 seasons of Community, every episode would always be kind of similar, where there would be like each character would have a different problem or whatever, and then one character would have a problem, and then Pierce would have some obscure knowledge in that because he's old and he'd try to help them with it. Usually it would go horrible, but he would turn out to be like a genius, or it would he'd actually help them somehow,
or it would reverse help them or something. Because like with the.
It's like, you just made me realize what I'm trying to do is the worst thing. I don't know. I'm mostly thinking of the Britta smoking episode.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Where he tries to psychology her and it doesn't work. Tries to hypnotize her. It doesn't work. But eventually, whenever she
can't pick up a cigarette without thinking of a 3-way in your hot tub.
Yeah. So then it actually ends up working, even though it's like the opposite of what he tried to do.
And there's like an episode. There's an episode where Pierce teaches Troy how to sneeze.
Yeah. See, like that's a great and like Pierce.
I'm pretty sure Abed is like delivering a baby in the background of that episode. I don't
Is it that one?
It might be.
Yeah, there's one episode where Abed goes on this whole adventure. In the background. Where it starts like he just meets this like pregnant woman, and then like later, like. She's giving birth, and then like at the very end of the episode, like she has her like baby.
Yeah, and then it's like, hey, oh, what did you really do? It's like, I don't know, it's just kind of in the background this episode.
It's like, not much, like, or something. Yeah. There's one episode where it's like, it starts with like Abed mentioning, he's like, the last few adventures have kind of been about me. Oh, I don't mind laying low for a while for an episode or something like that. And then like he's only in like 2 or 3 scenes that whole episode.
Yeah.
like he'll just like walk past the group and then like wave and then like leave the room. And like, oh, he's just leaving. He's just laying low for. But yeah, like the first 3 seasons are like really tight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I was gonna say, in the Rick and Morty episode where. Jerry and what's her name? His mom, Rick's mom. Sorry,
Morty's mom, Beth.
Beth and Jerry, they go to like the couples counseling place in space.
Yeah,
and the Dean, he plays like the guy in charge of that place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like it's all connected. And then Abed, of course, shows up in Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, he's not really. He's not Abed necessarily.
No, but
I wouldn't buy that. No, but he is basically the same character. But if he worked for Hydra,
no, he was a good guy.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, because he let Cap take over the mic, right?
Yeah, and I think so. Yeah, no, yeah. So I guess he just worked for Shield.
He was just a Regular
just
old,
some
regular
innocent
old Shield agent.
some Shield IT.
IT
Who
guy.
do you think? I think it's interesting. It's like what factions of Shield were actually Hydra. It's like I feel like all the IT guys were like Shield probably because all the interns are like Shield and all the best interns they offer them like Hydra jobs and like
I don't know if you've seen this, but the Russos did an honest reaction to their honest trailer for Winter Soldier.
Oh, I think I watched that. Yeah,
and so they're like, what? And so they asked them like, what percentage roughly of Hydra of Shield was Hydra? And they're like, well, it was mostly like the guys who the military squads and stuff like that,
agents basically.
Exactly.
Strike teams and
the strike teams and stuff like that. Like there wasn't really like it wasn't like the IT guys or anything.
No.
It was mostly like the guys with guns and stuff.
Yeah. Well, because Agent 13 was like undercover and like statistical analysis or something like that, right? What did she do? Other than because there's scenes where she's actually at Shield because she's mostly just an undercover agent sent to keep an eye on Cap.
Yeah, that's her. I don't know. I guess she's just
meant to seduce him.
Well, I mean, then she's just an agent.
You can use my machine, my laundry machine, if you want.
She's Agent 13, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Agent 33 was one of the ones in the show Shield, right? I think. I remember there being an Agent 33. I might be unless it's from something else.
Is that the one with the face?
I'm thinking it's the one that had the face changey thingy, and then it was like, ooh, it's Evil May or something, and then stuff like that.
We don't want to hire another actor.
Because we don't want to hire another actress, I guess.
And she was the one that tortured Bobby, and then she got killed, and then Ward was like, oh no, I'm gonna make Hydra great again.
Yeah.
bring it back.
Yeah. Hydra's gonna be great again.
Oh yeah, I love that. I think this is probably one of the dumbest things in Ant-Man, and I know you think this is dumb because you pointed it out to me after that was kind of dumb. So the scene where Darren Cross, he's like, oh, these are some potential buyers from Hydra, in case you forgot that this movie is in the MCU.
Yeah. I mean,
it's blatantly just telling you.
Yeah, it's true, because
they could have just had Hydra logos on their shirts, police badges.
Well, one of the guys had a 10 rings tattoo.
That's cool.
So
that's cool. Just do subtle things like that. What if the other guy had a tattoo of a Hydra or whatever?
Yeah.
Or, why is it an octopus if their thing is Hydra?
Good question.
What is a Hydra?
Because a Hydra is a mythological creature from Greek mythology, where it's sort of like a serpent dragon-esque creature.
Oh yeah, but then there's
every time you cut off its head,
you got
two more grow in its place.
There's so it's the nine-headed thing, right? I totally forgot what a Hydra was for some reason.
Well, because it's
I was thinking of Hydreigon, the Pokemon and stuff.
Well, even the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Each evolution gets more heads, right?
It gets more heads. One more head with each evolution.
It's kind of the same idea. Yeah, that's the one that Hercules had to fight.
Yeah.
Well, Hercules had to fight a bunch of stuff, but that's one of them.
But not Marvel Hercules, right?
Oh no, he did too because he's.
Oh really?
He's he's the Hercules from Greek mythology. He just also
Thor?
Is still around now. It's exactly the same with Thor.
It'd be pretty easy to bring Hercules into.
You could
into the MCU.
I'd say
do it with a Thor movie.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because imagine in freaking what is it?
That'd be fun with
Ragnarok, where it's we're gonna need to get together some people. So it's I got Doctor Strange, I got Hulk, I got Vision. Who else is gonna help us fight Asgard?
So it's he's just
and then Doctor Selvig's I think I know of one more person. He's like look at this guy. It's like oh, this is a thing of a storybook. It's I thought you were just a thing of a storybook.
Yeah, well that's what I thought about you I
found this picture of a guy wearing sunglasses and a hat who looks kind of like Hercules.
Or he's
he's in Marvel. Look, he's in Marvel undercover mode.
Yeah, well, this guy with a 2-headed pet dog showed up the other day in New York or whatever. So I guess you got to go find him now. Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I want to see that in Ragnarok.
Well, there's already Hulk and Doctor Strange are already in it.
Yeah. and potentially Vision.
Oh yeah, I guess is Vision supposed to be in this one? Or
well, because think about this, right? The part when Thor takes the weird bath in Age of Ultron, right. He's like, "Oh, I saw you in my vision," and also I have the one comic where Ultron just doesn't get created, right? So Vision never gets created, and then Earth has to fight a bunch of Asgard's battles because Vision was off fighting Asgard's battles.
Right. Okay.
But because there's no Vision, because Vision is super overpowered, like all the heroes get killed and stuff.
Right.
So everyone's just dead and everything sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that because Thor has that crazy vision, right? And he's like, "Oh,
we're
gonna need."
He's a good guy.
He has a brain thought that says,
"Yeah,
we're gonna need this guy later."
Right.
Especially in Asgard because having a weird Asgard dream.
Yeah, because something obviously is gonna go down in Asgard if the movie.
Age of Ultron has set up a lot of things. Like
it
just shows just how apparently, loaded the universe is. Like
apparently Joss Whedon didn't like want to do that scene, but then. They like basically Marvel is basically like you have to do this scene if you want your farmhouse scene in like with Hawkeye's like farmhouse.
So, really?
It's like
that's kind of a disappointing. It's like, what if you just said I don't negotiate with terrorists and walk away?
Well, then they hire Peyton Reed to direct.
That's
what would happen.
Farmhouse scene is fantastic though.
What?
Farmhouse scene is fantastic.
Yeah, that's what makes the movie. Like, that's what is the crux of the story. You know, like it needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You can do without the Thor's bath scene.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I get why it's there because it's like, oh, we need to set up.
We need to have Vision and
the next 12 movies that are coming out. So, and we need Vision to show up. But like,
and wait, when does? I'm just thinking about. Because then Black Widow gets captured, and then it's a mess.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens in that one.
A little, yeah.
I've seen it a bunch of times.
It's a pretty loaded movie.
But, like...
It's like 2.5 hours long, right?
Okay, so in the comics... in the comics... So, Ultron makes Vision. So,
yes.
Like, Hank Pym makes Ultron, who turns out to be bad, then Ultron makes Vision... who turns out to be good.
And then Vision makes his Vision family.
Yeah, but that's much later. So like that's the like interesting parallel about that dynamic is like Hank Pym, who's trying to do good, accidentally creates this evil thing. This evil thing trying to do evil accidentally makes this good thing.
Yeah.
That ends up being his own demise, right?
Which is kind of cool.
Which is like a cool idea.
It's like this parallel of like a cycle.
Yeah. But then they like way over like complicate that in the movie. Not to like, I think it's fine that Banner and Stark make Ultron, but like then how Vision gets made, it's like there's so many steps to making Vision.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so Ultron's trying to make a new body. He needs that machine that
3D prints skin.
3D prints
skin onto Hawkeye's body, and then.
So they said that,
and it's like, it's like your lover won't be able to tell the difference, and then later his wife's like, I can tell the difference.
Yeah. Oh,
what a clever joke.
What a clever Whedon joke that they set up earlier.
I remember, it's like, I'll tell the story after, but go on.
Then they also need the Mind Stone to make him Vision or whatever. Then also, Banner and Stark are like, hey, let's put Jarvis into this so that it'll be good instead of evil. And then Thor comes and lightnings it, and then it's Vision. There's 5 different things that need to happen for it to become Vision. Where it was originally just Ultron makes an android, and it decides to be good.
But that's because it's like we need to incorporate Wakanda. We need to we need to set up Dr.
Oh yeah, and also they need the vibranium. We need the vibranium, so I guess he's partially vibranium as well, or not. I don't know. It's not important. Anyways, there's like 100 steps to get to Vision, and that's why it like feels. It starts to feel clunky because it's like we still need all of these characters to do something while Vision is being, and then
it could have just been. He could have just been made like in a lab, like just like.
Yeah, I wish they have just been.
It was
like,
just the vibranium.
Ultron's like, I'm gonna make, because see, that's the other thing is like he's trying to make a new body for himself, where originally it's like he's just trying to make a new person, right? Cause, like,
so if he just made,
if he just like, you're gonna. Be
I heard something like that.
You're gonna be like my son or whatever, and it's like
whoever.
He's just like, actually, I'm gonna be good. By the way, but I guess they wanted. Then they also, I guess they wanted Paul Bettany to play Vision, who voiced
Jarvis.
So like, I don't know.
It's pretty convoluted, but like by the time you're watching Civil War, it's like I don't even care that.
Yeah, by Civil War it's fine because he's just Vision and he's already established, and it's like he can just be a character. You know?
I think everyone gets better. Every Avenger gets better when they're being written by the Russo brothers.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, also the Russo brothers didn't have to, like, who did they?
They didn't have to cram 12 characters into a movie while introducing two.
They didn't have to do the here's
they didn't have to do the origin.
They didn't have to do the origin of any character. They did have to introduce a few.
Yeah,
but they didn't have to do any origins.
No.
Black Panther shows up and he's just Black Panther. Spider-Man shows up, he's already Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they're done really well though.
Even Falcon, who we kind of hear the origin of, he's already mostly Falcon when he shows up in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, you know what I think is super weird in Winter Soldier? Because I've probably said this before, but
what?
It's the part where it's like, oh, it's like what is this? He's like, call it a resume. It's like, oh, right. you flew a thing. He's like, I didn't say anything about planes. It's like, I thought you were a pilot.
It's like, yeah, but I didn't say I flew planes.
You know, so that's like, it's like, where can we get one of these? And then he's like, oh, it's locked behind like 3-foot steel wall and like 3 guarded gates and like super secure and they're like shouldn't be a problem for us, and then the next scene he just has it. That's super weird, right? Like
it's kind of cheating, but like
it's like you buy that they would be able to do that.
You know that we don't. You buy them there
and that breaking out.
Do we really need really the scene?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. But the thing is that if you're not going to have a scene of them breaking it out, why introduce that? Why not just have it like not secure? Why not just like have it in like
it's in my basement.
It's in my basement. Like right? Like
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
It seems a little weird.
I guess because like it's supposed to be like it's advanced military tech, and like they probably wouldn't let him hold on to it.
Who cares? Cap gets to keep his shield like all the time. That's freaking advanced military.
Yeah, but he's a superhero, and he works for the government at this point, right?
Yeah, and Sam Wilson doesn't like.
No, he's retired. Remember?
Yeah, I guess, but like he's milt.
The right to.
I guess the U.S. government does like to screw over their veterans.
Exactly. Shots fired.
Hey, I'm a Canadian.
So, do you have any other things on?
Oh no, it was a story. I had a story. I said it's like 10 minutes ago where I was just like,
okay, cool.
I was at school and I was just talking about, I don't know, things I liked from Age of Ultron, I think, and my one friend, she's just like, oh, you just like your Joss Whedon boner. And I'm like, yes, I do. I very much like my Joss Whedon boner. And I was like yelling that to her in the hallway. And like a guy, just like a random guy just kind of walked by, like gave me like the weirdest look.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I like my Joss Whedon boner as well. I tried to go back into watching Buffy again.
Yeah. Season 1 is like, I feel like, okay, go on.
We left off.
I'll explain how
we left off on season 3.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember exactly which episode we left on, so I like ended up watching one that I'd already seen. But I was like, oh, whatever. I know this is close to where I left off, so I'll just like keep watching from there. But it was like so depressing. Like she's just sad the whole episode, and then she goes and sees Angel, and he's sad, and Giles is sad, and like they're all just really sad. And I'm like, where's like the fun stuff? Like Xander's like barely in the episode. He has like one joke at the end of the episode. It's the greatest part of the entire episode. Yeah. And I'm like, what? I'm like, now I remember why I stopped watching it. It's like because everyone's just so mopey and sad.
Buffy is a pretty sad show.
No, the first
overall,
kind of. But it's got like, but the dynamic of the group is what like makes the show great. Like you got Xander and you got Willow and Oz and like all of them together is like what makes.
Isn't that great? I just saw the episode of How I Met Your Mother with Seth Green in it.
Oh yeah,
which is fantastic.
Yeah, I loved that it was like
they're bringing that back.
What was it? Oz and him, her, whatever their phrase. I forget their names.
Allison Hannigan. Hi, I'm Allison Hannigan. Lily, and I think his name's like it's
Oz.
Oz. No, it's not Oz. He's like. Matt or Derek or something boring.
Yeah, anyways, the point is, like, didn't he, like, have a crush on her?
No, he was just insane about Marshall and
Lily,
like, as,
he
like,
liked
best friends
or whatever.
They were called the three Hackmigos.
The 3 Hackmigos.
because they played hacky sack with him like once, like 17 years ago, and he's like super obsessed with them. And then his hacky sack company like does really well.
Yeah. And so he's gonna give them a royalty check for their assholes.
Yeah, but then they're
So he's like, screw you,
because he thought he was gonna murder them. So
yeah,
takes them to his basement.
Yeah. Buffy's. I like the first couple seasons, but I'll try to get through season 3.
I think
I do want to watch the whole show because I do like it. But it's just like I'm like, oh, I remembered why I stopped. Because
and also you're watching like 17 other shows right now.
Yeah, I'm also watching 100 other shows right now.
Yeah, well, I know. Well, the thing with Buffy is that I found it to be kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D. in a way, where season 1 was just kind of and then the last episode was like really good.
Yeah,
and then season 2 was solid.
Season 2 was really good, I thought.
For Buffy.
Yeah,
I think season 2 is probably my favorite season of the 2 seasons.
And they like killed off Angel in such a good way.
Oh, I know.
And then it's like, just kidding, he's back because we need to give him his own show now. It's
I was okay with him being dead.
Yeah,
it was a good story.
I liked how that ended already, but
that was such a good ending.
That's fine,
it was like super, like it was super sad stuff, but like it was so good though.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping he leaves the show soon to be like, I'm gonna go have my own show now because like.
Called Bones.
No, I mean like I hope he like spins off to Angel soon because I'm like it's just so like they're just sad and like you know what I mean? It's like, just do like something different. I don't know.
I remember that episode where they do a fake out with Cordelia. So Xander and Willow are like captured or whatever.
Okay.
And they start to have like feelings for each other and stuff. Right. So they're like, oh well, no one's here, so whatever. So they're like making out, and then Oz and Cordelia see them. So when Cordelia's running away, she like falls on like a rebar.
Oh yeah.
And then they cut to a funeral, and then it shows what is it, like Buffy and Willow walking. And Buffy's like, oh, so I heard Cordelia was gonna be okay. It's just like, so I'm like, no, Joss Whedon, why do you do this to me? Why do you play with my emotions? Why, Joss?
Yeah, that was really solid. That was season 3, right?
That was season 3.
Yeah, season 3 has had some good stuff. I feel like it's gotten kind of stale. And like some of the stuff in it, I'm like excited to see where it goes. Like it had the whole arc with this arc that's building with like the mayor of the town is like secretly corrupt and like influenced by like some of the
upper vampires
by like the upper class.
Oh, and there's freaking and Spike gets introduced in like season 2 or 3.
Yeah, Spike is great.
Spike is fantastic.
And but like so there's some like they're playing on like the whole like the town is like on a hellmouth and so like the people are starting to like be aware of that and like should we like do something about this kind of
remember the Halloween episode?
Maybe which one was
That's the one where everyone turns into their costumes.
They turn into the costumes.
It's such and they do like one like there's one like amazing tracking shot I remember from that episode where they have and it comes in, and they use it later because Xander's like pretending to be like a soldier or whatever, so he's got like this like crappy gun, and then it's panning around, and you see like some other people turn to stuff, and then when it pans, like, and it's still the shot's still on Xander, but then when it pans down again, he's holding like a real gun.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, that was good.
And then he has like and then later it's just so good because in the how they're when the Angel turns bad or whatever, which is amazing. Angel's such an awesome villain.
Oh,
Angel is so good as a villain.
Exactly, like he was so much better as a villain.
Because as like a good guy, he was kind of like he feels like Mopey Ross in Friends, where he's just like, hi,
like he's just sad all the time.
Buffy,
I'm sad because of
I'm a vampire and you're the Slayer. It's not gonna work, You're supposed to kill me. No, angst. I can't. But when he's a villain, he's like, wow, you're a dick. I love this.
Yeah. He's an asshole.
No, but what's great is because when he's bad, they resurrect like this like super evil guy or whatever, like this god basically. It's like he can't be killed by any weapon forged.
Right. Okay.
So then Xander, using his military technology, his smarts, remembers that he like still knows like the codes to this one like military base.
Oh yeah.
So then they steal a rocket launcher from it, and they use that to kill the god thing. Because like you always think like, oh, they always got like some kind of like
There's always gonna be a
like some kind of like loophole in like a book, or like, oh, there's like it's like no weapon forged except for
like,
this one like
oh,
sacred dagger or that they find, or
it
like
wasn't forged,
or like you can hang him with a rope, and like oh, that's not really a weapon forged, you know, it's just kind of like a way of executing it, right?
Yeah.
No, but they just straight up use a rocket launcher, and it's like it's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's a great shot too that they use in the theme song, where it's just like all the characters like carrying the like big rocket,
like all the pieces to it.
Yeah.
That's Oh, that reminds me of the part in like just the pieces. That reminds me of the scene in Die Hard when it's like they have the car, and like the terrorists are desperately trying to put this rocket launcher together.
Yeah,
and it's like so intense. Like you're almost rooting for them, right? Yeah, like, that's so great.
Because like all the terrorists, they all have like personalities and stuff.
I feel like that's a problem with most like modern action things. I would say is that the villains aren't as humanized as they used to be.
Well,
like they're not characters. They're just I'm bad guy McGee. I'm Russian or German or something.
They're just paper for the good guy to like.
My motives, money or chaos or something. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. I'm just bad. Like
they're all just like stormtroopers. Like they're not like. They don't really.
No, because like that's the thing is that like Die Hard's like one of the only movies to give personalities to the generic goons. They didn't have to. They didn't have to do that.
No, but then it's like, oh right, they're actual like people, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it makes it better too, because like they all kind of look like a little different.
Oh yeah, because there's like the one guy with the glasses, the guy who's got long hair. They're brothers.
Yeah, they look enough like there's differences between each of them that you can tell. And it's also like there's 12 terrorists.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so if he kills all 12 of them, then he wins. Right?
Yeah. It's like
and so like
it's not just like they don't just give him like swarms, waves and waves of guys to kill, right? Like that's that's like a problem with like Suicide Squad, where it's just like this film is the movie is literally a video game.
Yeah,
that's its problem.
No, its problem is that
but like that's one of them. That's one of them, right? That's I know. Well, it has a story. It's just stupid. Structure. It's not a good story, right?
I would argue. I'm not even sure if it does have a story.
No, so
the story has like things happen and like there's consequences and like
they're just kind of making up as they go along, right? Like
characters develop.
Like the script wasn't revised at all.
There's like I feel like there's like nothing in that movie. No, they had a script and then they just like edited the shit out of the movie until it was nothing.
They got the trailer company to make the movie.
Yeah,
that's why it's stuck.
That's why it doesn't work. Because it's an amalgam of
like a
different edits and it's like I can't like with Amazing Spider-Man. Like the same kind of thing happened where like the studio made them like shoot specific scenes for the trailers and stuff like that, and they just kind of shot a bunch of stuff and then edited it, and then like we'll come up with a story in post. But I'm like a little more forgiving.
That's horrible.
I'm kind of more like did you know for Amazing Spider-Man 2 like they shot full sequences with Mary Jane and then they just didn't
as Shailene Woodley.
With Shailene Woodley as Mary Jane, and they
just she got money
straight up didn't. Well, yeah, they would have had to pay her because that's how you pay the actresses before. You're like when you film scenes, you do pay the people for the scenes. Like you just don't, even if it doesn't make it in the movie.
It's super weird. Oh yeah, you know Felicity Jones was. Felicia,
she was
like,
Felicia.
Just like a secretary or something.
It was like a secretary randomly.
Yeah,
which is like, it's okay. What's the point of that? Because like
sequels, obviously.
But like that's such a boring setup. Like it's just like, oh, she's just a secretary. Okay, it could have been anyone, but it's like, oh, but then the comic book nerds will know that Felicia Hardy is Black Cat and blah blah blah. But it's like, so pointless. But like, I'm kind of
Felicity Jones would actually have been pretty good as that
character. Okay, which one is she? There's too many. Is she?
She's Jyn Erso.
She's Jyn Erso. Okay.
She's Rogue One. She is.
I get her confused with Zooey Deschanel for some reason.
Well,
and also what's the other one I'm thinking of? Oh, Kristen Ritter.
Okay. At least it's not Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg. Am I right?
Now I know them apart because I know like all the movies that they're in. But they look similar.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Back me up here. Back me up here, people listening.
Okay,
do Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg
they don't look at all alike. No, because one of them is Jason Bourne and the other one's like, hey, Brooklyn. That's the difference.
Is that your Mark Wahlberg?
that is my Mark Wahlberg impression.
Okay, I will tell you why.
Found a transformer.
I will tell you why I have this confusion. We were watching the movie Contagion.
Yes,
I think it was Contagion.
It was
in class.
It was biology.
And this one guy was like, "Oh, I've seen this movie. It's got that guy from 10 in it." And I was like, "Oh, Mark Wahlberg?" And he's like, "Yeah, Mark Wahlberg." It doesn't have Mark Wahlberg in it. It's Matt Damon. So I'm watching the whole movie going, Mark Wahlberg is something different about Mark Wahlberg. But I can't point my finger on what it is. And it's because it's fucking Matt Damon.
This is really funny. This is gonna kill you. I remember because that's like a grade 11 biology class.
Yeah.
And like I heard like some people in the hallway. It's like, oh, we were watching this one movie in biology or whatever. It's like Contagion or something. Yeah, it was really good.
It's not that good.
Oh, I know. That's what I mean. I'm just like, oh gosh, you poor people
like,
with limited intelligence.
Yeah. It's like The Day After Tomorrow or something like that, where it's like, instead of like, the world is becoming an ice age or something, it's like, the world
really
is
cool like horror
is
movie
becoming
about like a virus.
Is
like,
becoming virusy. I don't know if you can. I mean,
like okay, but like imagine like that takes place within like the new Apes trilogy universe. Like a side quote,
kind of like a
between Dawn and Rise.
Okay, if it's like
kind of shows like human people dying from the virus and just kind of like different factions that get formed and like just kind of how society falls and like.
But that's what Contagion is, and it's dumb.
I know, but like you do that, but like written by Robert Kirkman though.
Okay, but then it's just zombies and.
Okay,
he's good at zombies.
He's not. It's just a comic series. It's not. It's not a movie.
I think you could make a good one if it was like a 10 Cloverfield Lane, where it's like in a contained location, and it's like
just it's a tight character story.
It's more character based, and it's like what do you do if one person in your small bunker is infected with a contagious disease? And it'll kill them and everyone else if they get loose from like the one space, you know.
Yeah.
Like then it's like, okay, I'm like, you could do a story there, you know.
Yeah.
But like I don't like it's the grand scale of like, ooh, an infection. It's like I don't care about that, you know.
Yeah, no. That'd be cool. Like where it's like one person's like they get like where the one person gets the disease and they frame someone else for having it, and then the wrong person is locked in the thing, and then it's like you get like a whole bunch of like drama with that, and like people like oh no, you're infected. No, you're like you do the thing.
No, I was wearing a glove. Yeah,
you do like the thing, right? Like
and that could work. I mean, but anything like grander than that, it's like
no, that'd be pretty cool. That's how you say. But I feel like, well, why did you watch that for biology though? It's just like viruses.
I guess just because
I need a lesson plan. Do they explain like? Is there anything scientific about?
Is there anything scientific? I'm trying to remember because it's a lot of like, there's like a few facts like, oh, you touch your face like 17 times a minute or something like that. I don't know how many times a minute it was, but it's like a lot. It's like, oh, that's how germs spread and blah blah blah. So I guess it's like we're learning about that. I guess. It's like, oh, they talk about like, oh, you touch the doorknob and like $100 things touch the doorknob. Oh yeah, why would you just I don't know why we watched the whole movie because like I'm trying to remember. I don't know. It's just like, oh, biology's cool, guys. We'll just watch this movie. It's got Lawrence Fishburne in it. You like him, right?
What you mean, Samuel L. Jackson?
No, Lawrence Fishburne's in it.
Oh, okay.
There's a bunch of like. It's like an all-star cast, like, but like nothing happens with any of them, so it doesn't matter. Hey, and we are joined now by our very good friend Hunter.
I have to speak a little louder. The mic kind of sucks.
Hi.
There we go.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I think you won the award for most times on Nothing Cast as a guest.
As a guest. Oh.
Yeah, like a legend. If you want to be.
That's true.
You get an award.
Yeah.
I think just being on the cast is an award in itself.
I guess that's true.
It's exposure, you know.
I guess I'll accept that.
Yeah. Okay, so like, what were we
talking about Contagion.
We were talking about the movie Contagion.
He thinks, and why he thought Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg look the same.
They do look the same.
I haven't seen Contagion though.
Do you agree that Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon look kind of similar?
Oh, I can see slight similarities, but I don't get them mixed up or anything.
Okay, well, I got them mixed up because I was watching Contagion in my biology class, and a guy next to me was like, "Oh, I've seen this movie. It's really good. It's got that guy from 10 in it." And I was like, "Oh, Mark Wahlberg?" It's like, "Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. He's in it." Mark Wahlberg's not in the movie. It's Matt Damon. So I was like, "Why is Mark?" So,
that could be like another one of those like sketches or whatever about people who don't know anything about movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
we had like. What was that one you had recently?
Oh, it was
about Split. We can't talk about that.
We can't talk about that. We can't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah.
The worst part, actually.
Yeah, but like, this one time I was watching. Well, Harry Potter was on TV, and this guy, in our common room area in
your Harry Potter common room.
Anyways, Harry Potter's on TV, and then Harry does like a spell. He's like, I can't remember.
Was it Expecto Patronum?
No, it was the one where he shoots the spiders with. I forget what that one's called.
Do you know? Acromente. No, it's you would know it. You would know it.
Yeah, know it. He learns it from
something
like Tom
Maxima.
Riddle.
Something Max. It's like.
Oh yeah.
Or Maxime or something. I don't know. It's something like that.
Arania Exime.
Arania Exime.
There it is.
Oh,
yeah,
something like that.
So he does Arania Exime.
Yeah.
But it's like Arania Exime, and he's like 13 and like
whatever.
Yeah.
The point is like, and then this guy who is like, why do you say that with an accent? And it's just like, because he's British. They're all British. It takes place in Britain. And then he's like, oh, they all have accents. It's like the dumbest.
Was that the guy who didn't know the title?
It's the same guy who didn't know the title of the Bourne movies and was like losing my mind. Anyways, muggles.
Complete movie nerds like us.
Yeah. So earlier you wanted to talk about Kevin Smith.
I said Kevin Smith movies before we started this, and then we were talking about Joss Whedon. And so,
okay.
Yeah, so we were going to talk about Kevin Smith, because we just watched Clerks last night.
Yeah.
Hunter's first watch.
What'd you think of Clerks?
I liked it. Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things I really like about it is it's such a low budget movie, and it's like it's something like I could make, you know, like you feel like it's like, oh, it's a movie that anyone could make. Anyone could be a movie maker. I can follow my dream.
But it's actually good though, right?
But it's also actually really good.
Yeah, and that's the thing that most like you can't do a lot with no budget, right?
Right.
So with a low budget like that, where it's like zero to non-existent, it's it's really surprising how good it was. I didn't really notice this until I watched a whole bunch of other freaking, I don't know, things within the Kevin Smith verse.
Yeah.
But, this is the only one movie where Jay and Silent Bob has shaved sides and
he has a different hair, a slightly different haircut than in the later movies.
In the later movies, he's just kind of got long hair.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what it is about Jay and Silent Bob exactly, but they're just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's a great duo, even though only one of them says or does anything.
And he's also kind of an asshole.
And that's part of the part of the character is that he's just kind of an asshole.
So one of the things about Silent Bob is that he doesn't say anything, but he says that one line.
Yeah.
Does he do that in every Kevin Smith?
Basically
one philosophically
basically every movie has one philosophical line towards the end.
Yeah. Wait, what was it in Mallrats?
In Mallrats, it's adventure, excitement. A Jedi craves not these things.
And then he has a whole
Yeah,
he tells like a whole allegory and
has a whole
chasing
story
Amy.
and chasing Amy.
And then, what about Dogma? What does he say in that?
Dogma, it ends up actually just being like a joke. So I don't know. If
okay. No, don't spoil that. Don't spoil that. It's like a Scooby Doo ending though, or it's just kind of like it could like what's that? It could like reverse Iris onto him. It's like
yeah, basically. well, it's a line. He quotes another movie, so but it works perfectly for the situation as well. Yeah, Dogma is one of my favorites because it's like also about religion and stuff, and it's really cool. And I mean, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon play angels, and they go around murdering people. So like that. If that sounds interesting to you, I would say check it out.
Wait, where'd you find it?
Oh, I watched all of them just like online, like on Footlocker the first time I saw them, and now I'm trying to buy them all because they're worth owning. Like
I collect them all.
I don't think I mean, I believe that you should probably support the movies and shows and stuff that you enjoy, legally if you can't afford it. So
yeah, but it's like 10 seasons of Smallville. Really, what are you gonna do, right?
Well, yeah, well, that's why like Netflix is so great because it's like, oh, right, this is legal, so I can just stream whatever I want. From this, but then like it doesn't have everything, so
But illegally streaming, you can find anything.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about Game of Thrones is like you have to have an HBO subscription to like be able to watch it. It's like I'm not gonna do that, you know.
Yeah.
Even though it's like such a great show.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to pay more for this one channel. Like,
wait, isn't Sesame Street on HBO?
Now it is. Yeah, they purchased it. They purchased
Sesame
Street from PBS. Yeah.
What? So
and people were like, all
so
like,
poor kids can't watch Sesame Street now?
I guess not. No.
What the hell?
People were really angry about it.
I'm angry about that.
It was more because it's like, oh, they shouldn't have Sesame Street on the same on the same network as like Game of Thrones and stuff, where it's like extremely adult shows.
Yeah, well, all
there's Sesame Street,
and then also Sesame Street,
which is set up towards kids.
Yeah, so, that's bizarre.
That's weird.
Yeah,
but doesn't HBO have like?
But HBO like usually gives like a lot of creative freedom to the people that.
That's true.
So maybe it'd be better.
They can do whatever they want.
You can afford HBO.
They can teach kids about whatever they want now.
Yeah. So
that's just
it's weird. It's really weird.
What do you have there? What do you have there, Fossey?
Drugs. They must have given them all. Were they like not doing well on PBS or something?
Maybe I don't know.
Because how are they going to do better on HBO?
I don't know.
Make sense.
I don't know the exact reasoning why HBO has Sesame Street.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, that's canon with reality.
Yeah, but like
that's what I call things that are true.
How does that help?
That's the problem with being a nerd.
How does that help anyone? I'm offended by HBO's purchase of Sesame Street.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know. This was like it was another interaction I had with a Muggle. Like I don't know, it was a few years ago. So like, what if Disney bought Marvel? That'd be funny, like they did.
You know what's weird is when Disney bought Star Wars, everyone had an opinion about that.
Yeah.
But when Disney bought Marvel, like no one knew about it
yet.
Yeah.
Because not everyone was a Marvel fan yet. It was like right before Iron Man 2, I think they bought it.
Oh, okay.
No, it was in 2009. So yeah.
Yeah. So like, and it's like what bothered me is like I knew it was people that like also that weren't Star Wars fans, but they know how like culturally significant Star Wars is, so like they feel like they have to have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
Even though they know nothing.
They couldn't tell me who Plo Koon was.
They're not real Star Wars fans if they can't tell you who Plo Koon is.
Well, you don't know Plo Koon. Some Star Wars fan you are.
It's right up there with Kit Fisto.
Yeah.
No, that argument's kind of dumb. Where because you don't know like a certain thing about this franchise, you're automatically not really a fan of it.
But like, it's like there are people who couldn't tell you that it was Leia's idea that they should all go into the garbage chute.
Right.
Well, I mean,
and that's just something that happens in the movie.
Yeah, but
Like there are people that couldn't tell you that's something that happened.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're not a fan of Star Wars.
Yes, it does.
Not necessarily. You know.
No, but they're mainstream fans though. They're not hard. Like they're not as insane or hardcore as that. They like it without like they're like, oh, we're so like they're people who think who maintain like cool normal person status,
but also buy a Star Wars hat from HMV.
Yeah.
Right. Or worse, like something from Hot Dogs.
Or it's like you're not me because I'm me. And I know what it's like, and you don't.
You don't know the struggle. You weren't there for the hard days.
It's not about the hard days.
You weren't there for the hard days.
It's just about like
of the prequels. You don't know.
That's an entire other conversation we've had where it's like everyone thinks they're a Star Wars fan. Really, there are only
a Force Awakens fan.
No, there are just a few Star Wars fans.
I think there are. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but it seems like there are more Force Awakens like haters than there are fans. Like, a lot of people went and saw it.
It's about 50-50,
and like it's one of the biggest. I think it was one of the biggest holiday openings of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It must be a holiday opening. It must be the biggest. I'm not sure if it's the biggest opening weekend of all time, but it's up there, and I think it's third highest grossing.
Yeah.
Film of all time.
Yeah.
But then
like under Titanic and Avatar.
Titanic and Avatar.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
Wow.
If not, it's number 4.
We can fact check. I'll fact check this right now.
It's number 4 under fucking Jurassic World for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Why did Jurassic World grow so high?
Because Chris Pratt and Jurassic Park, the park is open. I'll go see that. They got the T-Rex from the original movie. I remember that. Look at the kid. He's holding the goggles from the original movie. I remember that from the first Jurassic Park. That's why.
You failed to mention the Jeep, but...
What Jeep? Oh, yeah. Oh, there's the
Jeep from the original
movie. Oh, right, because there's a Jeep in the original movie.
Yeah, that was one complaint with Force Awakens is that some people felt that like they shoehorned in like cameos and stuff. But Jurassic World does it way worse. They just sort of just throw it in there because why not? You know?
Yeah.
But in Force Awakens, it serves the plot.
At least it makes sense.
It makes sense.
There's like
in the story that they're telling.
The only things kind of is like when they're on the Falcon and like Finn's like looking through stuff and he finds the like remote droid. It's like. You don't really need that.
No, you don't need that. But
it's so quick that
who's gonna catch that? If they're not, if they don't know about it.
I got the list. Okay. So I think this is really interesting. So this is just the regular interesting thing. The really interesting thing is after this. So movies. So number 1 is Avatar. Number 2 is Titanic. Number 3 is Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
So it was
number 4 is Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Number 5 is The Avengers.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Furious 7.
Of course, yeah, that makes sense.
7 is Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
8 is Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
9 is Frozen.
Yeah, that
10. 10 is Iron Man 3.
Yeah,
this kills me. This kills me. This is gonna kill each of you. Go on.
It's interesting because Iron Man 3 was right after Avengers, right?
Yeah. Right.
And so it did almost as good as the Avengers. Like it was really close. There, like opening weekend was like, and it didn't even have any of the other Avengers in it. So you wonder, like,
and get 11 is Minions.
Fuck.
Oh, that's
12 is Civil War though.
I guess it works.
Yeah, and then there's
why is Civil War so like
12?
Why is Civil War less than Iron Man 3?
Because you had to see like a bunch of.
You had to see
the entire MCU
for it to like.
Yeah, so maybe people were sort of alienated by it.
That's a good point. Where Iron Man 3 is just kind of same thing as the last 2 Iron Man movies. So.
Well, this is really interesting though. Top 10 adjusted for inflation. Gone with the Wind is number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So
it would have made $3 billion in $44 million.
But I feel like that's
$400 million.
So with inflation,
I feel like it wouldn't have made that much though because like back then movies were like 10 cents. So
no, but it's adjusted for inflation is Gone with the Wind. Then Avatar is number 2. Then Star Wars 1977 is number 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then Titanic. Then Sound of Music. Then E.T. Then The 10 Commandments. Then Dr. Zhivago, then Jaws, then Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Okay.
So interesting.
Yeah, I think that's...
Jaws was a big one. It was like the first blockbuster.
Yeah.
Because people literally would stand around the block
Yeah.
to wait in line.
Now, how did Avatar grow so much?
Because everyone saw it. And look at the special effects; they're so amazing.
Oh, because it was just like
it's in 3D.
It was one of the, it was one of the first real
3D's actually good and not like
ooh. No, it was one of the first
you don't have someone reaching out.
It was one of the first polarizing 3Ds instead of
it actually looked good.
Wasn't
and the
visuals crappy 3D.
Were amazing and
what a good story.
The story was
fine.
Was functional, you know, like it was enough. Like it was enough to carry the movie. Like I don't know, like
it's probably one of the.
It's just kind of like now we don't really care about it as much because we've seen so many other movies with just as good visuals and in 3D, and it's like we're almost tired of that now. And like I don't like this isn't like a lot to the characters in Avatar, you know. But I mean, I feel like if I watched it again, I would still enjoy it.
Oh yeah, no, it's still solid.
I don't dislike the movie. It's just
it's just
not as amazing watching it now.
Incredible.
No, as it was for the time, I'd say.
Yeah.
It was like
something like Star Wars does hold up because of the characters. Of
exactly. So that's
it is just, like amazing still.
I remember Avatar was like my favorite movie for like 5 years after it came out.
Really?
Yeah. It knocked out episode 3.
So
my top, it was like a good like 3 or 4 years. My top 2 movies were Avatar and Star Wars episode 3.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But even when I liked episode 3, there were still parts where I cringed. I didn't like it. Like that's the weird thing. Like that's how you know it's not good. Like just because it was my favorite movie, I knew it wasn't the best movie. Like I thought Avatar was like the best movie ever.
Right.
Yeah, but like no, I grew up a lot.
I've seen more.
Yeah. I've seen since then a lot more movies since then. So I don't. If I had to rank all the movies that I've ever seen, I don't think Avatar would.
I think Star Wars
would maybe rank the top 100 movies.
I'd say I think Empire Strikes Back is probably the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Empire? Yeah.
I can't like rank what's the best movie I've ever seen. Because some movies I think are perfect, but for their genre and
that's why it's difficult.
So like
it's definitely difficult to compare movies.
It's hard to rank that against something that's a completely different kind of genre or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
See, but it's hard to say that Star Wars is perfect for its genre because it's a multi-genre.
Exactly. That's why it's so good.
Action, adventure,
it's every genre. It's every
drama,
story.
Comedy,
it's genius.
Romance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's every genre.
Western.
Yeah.
Fantasy, sci-fi. It's everything.
I listened to a bunch of genres before you started talking. Okay.
You know what I mean, though. It's
I know what you mean. Yeah. It is literally every.
That's what like. That's how you like. That's how I think of like original movies. Is like just combine all the genres. You know, like just combine like several genres. Like Scott Pilgrim. What genre is Scott Pilgrim?
Video game.
It's a video game, romantic comedy, indie music video, action, superhero. Like you can't like really pin it down.
Yeah.
That's why it's so original. Right. It's because it just like takes anything.
Yeah.
And puts it together. Binds it together.
Yeah, like I remember I recently watched Hot Fuzz, another Edgar Wright movie, and I was watching. It's like I can't find anything that I dislike about this movie.
It's true.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's so good. Like I can't figure out what I don't like about it. Right?
No, I can't think of anything that I really don't like about Hot Fuzz.
No,
it's just kind of one of those just like brilliant movies.
Yeah. And Scott Pilgrim is the same way. It's like, I can't.
Yeah, the only thing with Scott Pilgrim is like it took me a few watches before I loved it.
Right. That's
the first time you see it. It's like it's so different than anything else that it's kind of like what exactly am I watching?
Yeah.
But like I love it so much now that that doesn't matter anymore.
No, it's on that list of like movies I could just watch like Like
any
I don't
day
know.
of the week,
Yeah, any day of the week, anytime I want.
Yeah.
So that list of movies for me, it's all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, Fight Club.
All the Star Wars movies.
All the first three.
Okay.
All the first.
All the first three.
Yeah.
Maybe I kind of have to be in a certain mood to watch 7 or Rogue One. I'd say.
Yeah.
I can't watch them the same way I watch the first three.
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't think so.
They're all so much more familiar, like so familiar.
Yeah.
7, there's
true.
there's just so much more. The internet is like a thing now, so I mean that's the problem.
The internet plays
a huge role in that. It's just because before I watched the original 3, I didn't have any trailers, I didn't have any expectations. I just watched them.
That's true. See, like that's why I didn't even watch the final trailer for Force Awakens.
Oh, okay, right.
That's I know I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that for episode 8. You know,
No.
there's so much that I already have speculated.
I have to go to a movie theater to watch other movies, and there's gonna be episode 8 trailers playing. That's my problem.
That's true. Yeah, well, that's what you.
Yo, we gotta make trailer. We gotta make like a trailer blocking device. Like a sensory deprivator 5000. You get like those construction headphones, and you get like
the blast shield down.
The blast shield. Yeah, exactly. You get something like that.
Yeah, man, I don't even know. Like when the first episode 8 trailer drops, like what do I do? You know, like
I give up.
Do you watch it?
I don't want to watch it.
Do you not watch any trailers?
I kind of already saw the first trailer for episode 8 though.
Episode 8,
where they're just like it was just a trailer saying they were gonna film.
Oh, where it was just.
It's a shot. It's a shot like it's a really slow like fade from black of Luke. Yeah. And then just Ryan Johnson saying cut, and then
it's like, oh, we're making a movie now.
Yeah. Episode 8 production started.
Yeah.
That was like January of last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but it also extends to other movies like The Naked Gun, like the first one. I could watch that movie like any day of the week.
Really?
That's like one of my favorite movies. Like,
I would call it. I wouldn't rank it that high.
I would. Like the first one is like it's so.
I liked it. But...
it's so no. It's just like it's so ridiculous that it's like I feel like I could like I don't have to be in any kind of particular mood to watch it though. Is the thing.
Right. Yeah.
I can put it on whenever I want.
That's true.
Like, how many other movies does like you get to see like a guy get hit by a car and like a baseball diamond like
oh, yeah that was that's what I think the second one was missing is it didn't have like such as good a finale.
Yeah, that's true.
Where it just like it goes like totally off the wall, but it just kind of like it was just like the same level as the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't
like there was the one part with the lion. But
that was really fun.
That was really good.
Yeah, because the guy falls off of a building and survives, and then he just gets attacked by a lion. That's the funniest thing.
But other than that, there wasn't like too much more.
No, and like just like the first 2 minutes of the first Naked Gun, I lost it. Because that's the scene where Nordberg is like in the bad guy's hideout or whatever. It's like, aha, I found you, and then like he like trips over like a bunch of things and like he falls and then eventually he like steps in a bear trap and like falls into a wedding cake and like it's just like all these things was like how did that stuff even get there like it's, and then like he like puts his hand down on a windowsill and the window closes on his hand it's so ridiculous and then like he falls on some wet paint and like and then they all shoot him. And then the next scene, there's just like a white outline of his body on the water, though, because you know they do the chalk outlines. They have a little bit of that in the second one. Where there's like pieces of like they have outlines.
There's one on the wall,
and there's like one that looks like an Egyptian.
It's even like it's even funny when you think about the fact that that's O.J. Simpson doing that too.
Yeah,
who you know
what?
Well, he was convicted. Like he wasn't convicted, but he was cleared of charges of murder. Like he was accused of killing his wife. And was cleared of that. It's been like a controversial case ever since because he wrote a book right after he was cleared called "How I Would Have Done It."
That's really shady.
Yeah. And then recently he was arrested for armed robbery or something. So it's like,
there was like a recent like documentary series about that.
Yeah,
that's nominated for an Oscar too.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, about like the whole spiel. whole thing. Whole 9 yards.
It's kind of weird watching.
okay
It's kind of
movie.
weird
it's
watching the movie knowing that.
Yeah, like this was. I think it was before all that happened.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
yeah.
80. It's like 89 and 91.
Yeah,
they,
so-
they came out. Yeah, the first two at least. So it's 33 and a third. Is the third.
Right. 3 to 3.
2 and a half. The smell of fear.
Which is like such a pointless.
It's such a pointless subtitle. Yeah. It's like, oh, don't worry, you had no way of knowing that your boyfriend was a serial killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
His delivery is great.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, Leslie Nelson is like he makes those movies like
Yeah. Well, yeah, like it wouldn't.
Yeah.
They wouldn't make the movie if they couldn't get.
Yeah. I feel like I know they tried to top the sex scene from the first one and the second one because the sex scene in the first one is incredible.
I don't remember that scene. I
No,
don't really
so
remember,
the sex
like,
scene in the first
baseball
one, she does the thing where she takes off the dress or whatever. Then he
Right.
takes off his entire suit in one move, like one movement, and then they're like, we should use protection, and then they're both like wearing full body,
Yeah.
they're wearing like full body condoms and like rolling over top of each other, like trying to make out, and it's just
Right,
it's the dumbest thing, but it's so funny.
Yeah, that was good.
And that's the end of the scene. The movie, like, it used a lot of humor in like the way they cut things as well.
Oh yeah, where like something will just end right.
Just end.
abruptly. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Anyways, that's it. Those were some movies.
Those are some